This is Tiny, and you watching Hot Rod Madness.
Hot Rod Madness, where every car has a story. If you love rat rods, street rods, American classic muscle, even the unusual, including those ground-pounding, tire-smoking street machines, we got them. Fire 'em up, Hot Rod Madness style, with your host, Tim the Milkman, along with the Hot Rod Madness crew. Welcome to Hot Rod Madness. Historic downtown Greensboro, Georgia, is the setting for the Georgia Classic Cruisers 20th Annual Southland Jubilee Car Show. Let's go with Tim the Milkman as he checks out this unique festival featuring antique classic cars, muscle cars, and much, much more.
Barney, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man. What an event you guys put on right here in the town of Greensboro. How long have you been doing this?
Well, actually, we've been doing this, I think, since probably 18 years.
Okay.
And I've been a member at the car club for 12.
Yeah, okay.
And we do it every, third week of April.
Mm-hmm.
And so, fortunately, today we had fantastic weather.
Oh, man, ain't it beautiful?
The good Lord put it to us today. I mean,
You
He really
betcha,
did
man.
good. And in the past, we've had some inclement times and everything, but this has turned out fantastic.
Yes.
Had over 110 automobiles show up today,
Yes, sir.
and really pleased.
And what a variety of automobiles showed up, man. We're looking at some really cool stuff out here. Some unique vehicles at that.
Well, what we do here at Southland Jubilee normally is we have best GM, best Ford,
Mm-hmm.
best Mopar, and what we call a best other.
Okay.
Now, that could include anything.
Yes.
You know, incorporated Lamborghini.
Hey, I've seen some stuff in here that could fall under that category.
You got it. I have
Yes.
seen some really
Yes.
neat stuff.
Fantastic
And,
cruise. John, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Big John, man. You can't help but see that at a car show, right?
Well, that's right. It's a little different at
yes,
a car
it is
show.
different. The cab over engine cab, 54. Is that the
54,
yeah.
54.
You can kind of tell by the grill what years they are.
That's
but
correct.
the 54 stands out alone, doesn't it?
That's correct. It was the first year for the wraparound windshield. They made
Yes.
that 2 years, 54 and early 55.
Mhm.
It's unique with the grill for 54 and early 55 as well.
Mhm.
And basically, this is a big truck cab that was sitting on a Silverado chassis, and with heavy-duty motor and transmission and the running gear.
Mhm. Okay. Did you stay with all GM stuff from front to back?
Well, I did stay with mostly GM. The fenders, the hood, all that came with the cab.
Mhm.
A lot of the other stuff I had to make.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I'm looking at the bed going, no, I don't think you can find a bed like that
No,
anywhere.
You can't find that.
You got to make that stuff,
We
John.
had to make it. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's 9 feet long. Normally beds are there was
Wow.
a few Chevys with 9-foot beds, but I
Mhm.
could never find one, so I had to make one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
anyway, that's what we have bed-wise.
Well, what I'm looking at here is you stuck with the traditional flat rail bed
That's
to
correct.
make it look 54 correct.
That's
And
correct.
put the uprights and down.
That's
Up,
correct.
looks like a long wheelbase.
That's
That
correct.
looks factory, John. That
That's-
looks great.
That's the way the Chevy had one that was back in the 70s that
Yeah.
were similar to that right there.
Mhm.
I tried to make it look like that. But the 54 itself had the flat 90-degree bend on the bed,
Sure.
so I made it the same with a curl on it.
Yes, sir. And I'd imagine this is probably not the only one you got, being creative and custom like you
Well,
are.
We have another. I have a 57 that I just put together,
Okay.
pickup, but it's a 6-foot bed on it,
Yeah.
just on a step side,
Okay. Buddy, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good.
All
Good to
right.
meet you. Good to meet you.
Satellite, man. What year is this?
1965 Satellite.
65 with a big old fat Hemi in it.
That's
look,
it.
Look at them big old carburetors.
Yeah.
Man, I bet that dude will run, won't it?
Oh, it'll light them up. Woo! It'll light them up.
Yes, sir. And I'd imagine the car did not come with a Hemi. I mean, not a lot of them did, but some of them may have. What's the story on this one, man?
Okay. Well, they originally made about 350 something of these cars with Hemis. Most of them were the Belvederes, and this one would not have come with it. However, it had a 383 4-speed in it, and I modified it to add the Hemi to it and put all the original type stuff it would have had if it had actually been manufactured with
man.
it.
So you replicated one yourself, right?
Yeah, it's cloned out.
Yeah.
Be very close to original.
4-speed car?
4-speed, Hemi 4-speed. It would have come behind it. It's a heavier duty
Wow.
model. Yep.
Yeah. That's a lot of fun, buddy.
Oh yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's almost more than you want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll bet. That thing might get away from you if you stomp it hard enough.
You do not hot rod it on wet pavement at all.
Ooh, I bet. Hey, well, see how I can get out of here. I sat in a car I couldn't get out of. It's the BMW Isetta. And if I can get out of here, I'm going to talk to the owner about this thing. Look at that. That is so cool. Wow. So back in the day, BMW had an idea for a car that was a little different to get out of. Hey, you're the owner of this thing, right? Hey, what's your name, sir?
I'm David Dodson.
All right,
Nice to
David.
meet you.
All
Hey,
right.
How are you?
What a fantastic little car, right?
Thank you. Thank
Very
you.
different here in the States, man. You don't see a lot of them.
Just don't see that many anymore.
Yeah, but here's one, and it's in fantastic shape. I understand you drove it here this morning.
I did. I drove it.
Yeah.
Got an early start because it doesn't go very fast. About 55 miles an hour top speed.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how big of an engine do they put in them?
It has a one-cylinder,
Yeah.
300cc engine, about 18 cubic inches,
Yeah.
13 horsepower total.
Imagine that. Okay. 50 mile an hour is cruising speed in this baby. That's it. And you know, I've seen them in a multicolored, I don't know, this is blue and gray. I've seen red and white ones.
Right.
You know, that's.
Yep.
Do you know how many colors they offered for these things?
You know, I don't. I'm not really an expert. I haven't had it all that long.
Okay.
But they made about 160,000 total.
Yeah.
So they weren't that rare to start with. They just became rare because
Yeah.
they rusted, and the parts became expensive, and people just forgot about them.
Well, they're so different. I mean, you know, golly, getting out of the front of it like that's just weird. What year is your ride?
It's a 36.
36. Beautiful car, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to the show. Jerry, sir, how are you, man?
I'm great, buddy.
Hey, man. You know, I came over here to look at a Triumph, right? Now, I spot a pretty red Triumph from over there. I'm going, let's go see the engine in this thing. It's not a Triumph engine, is it?
No, Chevy Power 4.3 V6.
Wow.
Came out of a 85 Chevrolet full-size pickup and came with the headers and the high rise and 4-barrel from the factory
Okay.
on a 4.3.
Yeah.
So I had to have it, bored it, cammed it, put a stall converter in it, and
Yeah.
dumped her in. It was what they call an industrial package for
Okay.
pulling a lot of torque.
All right.
Had a turbo 400 behind it. I swapped that out for the 4-speed overdrive, 200 R4 that come out of a Grand National Buick.
Okay.
Beefed it up, shift kit, put it in there. Spent 5 years building it.
Wow.
Been showing it since 2000.
I can imagine this car don't weigh that much, man. And that little 4.3 with all that in there, man, that thing will fly, won't it?
It's no race car, but it scoots.
Oh yeah.
And it's like driving a go-kart.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, well, behind the engine, even you got some good parts and some good things going on there. You know.
It's stock rear end, which it's
Yeah.
got a rear end in it like a Corvette, independent suspension.
Okay.
And so it hooks good. Like I say, it's no race car. It won't burn the tires or
Yeah,
nothing.
okay.
But when I go to pass, I'm ready to pass.
Ready to pass.
It stays torqued, and that little V6, and all you got to do is hit that 4-barrel and she moans for you.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I was looking at earlier, man. The big old carburetor you got on this thing. Let's check it out, man. Let's scoot around here. I got to look at some stuff. He got the chrome valve covers on it, painted it red to match, and the engine bay is clean under there, man. That looks good.
Oh, yeah. It's spread bore Holly It mounts right to the Quadrajet manifold.
Okay.
So it's got the big ports in the back and
Yes,
the
sir.
smaller ones in the front.
Yes, sir.
Bolts right up.
You know, that is one mistake I've seen people do in the past. They'll put the intake on there. When they put that big old spread board on there, when you go to open it, it's blocked off
Right.
because of the intake. And they're wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You can't open it up.
Right. You have to put an adapter plate on it
Yes,
then.
sir. Yeah. Yeah, I think you can get that adapter plate through any hot rod shop. Yeah. Oh, man, that looks good, man, with the chrome valve covers on it. It matches the car perfectly, man.
Yep. A lot of stuff I made myself.
Mm-hmm.
I ought to have 2 of these cars because I'd make it and put it
Yeah.
on there,
Yeah.
drink another beer, and I'd hang around. I said,
Yeah.
Dad, don't look right. I'd change it,
Change it.
swap over, and then,
Yeah.
like I say, I ought to have 2 cars sitting here from where I'd swap parts around.
Gotcha. All
And,
right. So this thing came factory with.
Straight line 6.
Yep.
And the car lost 45 pounds when I swapped the motors. The other big
Oh.
6 was heavier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it weighs 2,450 pounds.
2,450 pounds.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So the engine and transmission is the only thing that's not Triumph.
Yeah.
Stock wheels. I added the roll bar. Took stainless tubing, bent it, had it polished, but all the welds ground out.
Okay.
Different parts, just like the battery box. I made it and had it polished. It's stainless. The luggage rack on the trunk, it came off with Buick. I cut it down, made it
Okay.
work. I grew up in a junkyard,
Ah.
so I get it
Okay.
natural.
Mickey, how are you, sir?
Just fine.
All right, just fine with your 36 bow tie here.
Beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day to bring beautiful cars out. Mickey, what a crown jewel. I mean, you know, I go to car shows all the time, man, and I see some Chevrolets here, there, and yonder. Let me tell you, folks, this one here is like brand new. And it very clean. I don't think there's no dirt on it nowhere, Mickey.
Well, there might be a
Might
spot
be.
somewhere.
Well, maybe underneath in the fender wheel.
I hope
On
not.
top?
I hope not. I spend more
Man.
time under it than I do on
Oh, do
top
you?
of it.
Okay. Okay.
Cleaning, that is.
Yeah, cleaning. I can tell, man. The car is fantastic, man. From 36. Man, how long it take to restore a car like this?
It was relatively easy. It was a 42,000 mile original car,
Oh.
and it had been stored in a basement
Mm-hmm.
and taken care of.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it wasn't that hard to do.
So you started with a pretty good body to begin with, right? Was it rust free or did you
Rust free.
Wow.
It,
Oh
uh,
boy, rust free body like this? You just don't find that every day.
No, it was it was really a super fine. It's just don't
Yeah.
know how to explain it, but it was
Yeah.
it was taken care of.
Yeah. If you keep showing this, somebody's going to offer you a bunch of money for it one day, you know?
Well, that's I don't have no problem with straight rods
Mhm.
because I like them just as much as I do original cars.
Okay.
This car was too complete, too
Yes.
nice to
Oh, sure.
go straight rod.
Oh, sure. When you find something like that still on the car in that kind of shape, man, look at that. Look at that bow tie.
Well, like the grill,
Mm-hmm.
that's original. It has not been replated.
Wow.
It was just cleaned up. Oh,
Amazing, Mickey. Josh, how are you, man?
Hey, nice to meet you.
All right. Super cool cruiser, Josh here. 60 Cadillac, right?
Yep, 60
Man.
Cadillac, all original.
Man, what a cruiser. And that's all original.
It's all original.
Yeah?
Yep, the engine and transmission's never been out of it.
Yeah.
Original interior.
Okay. Man, is that the factory paint? I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm going, it can't be. Look at that.
Yeah, so in 1960, Cadillac had 3 paint colors,
Okay.
and that's called Persian sand. So
Yeah.
it looks a little bit like some cashmere has been mixed into it, but yeah, it's a really unique, cool color.
It is very unique. And you say it may have been painted once, right?
As far as I know, it got painted about 25 years ago,
Yeah, okay.
but it is the original factory color.
Gotcha. All right, so is this something your family had forever and ever? I mean, what's the story here?
So I'm actually the third owner.
Mhm.
The first guy that bought it had it in Tennessee for 20 some odd years,
Mhm.
and then it went to Kentucky. So I bought it from the guy in Kentucky. So
All right, a Kentucky car. Gotcha. Wow. And the interior's never been touched?
as far as I know, it's never been touched. That's still all original. I just added seat belts in the back so
Mhm.
the girls can ride with me.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
Take the kids cruising in. That thing's gorgeous, man.
they love it.
Oh, man, I'd like to have one for myself.
Yeah.
That thing's so cool. Oh, boy, look at the interior in this thing. It's got the factory patterns in the seats. Look at all that leg room, man. You can stretch out in that dude and cruise down the road.
Yeah, it is a really comfortable highway cruiser.
I mean, when we were talking about the body styling on this thing, look at that chrome coming down the windshield there. The windshield's wrapped around and laid back like that. You know, they just never, I never get tired of looking at them, man.
Yeah, and one of the cool features on the coupe is that there's no B pillar right here, so
Yeah.
and the roof is lower on the 2-door as opposed to the 4-door, so it gives it that really slammed look.
Yeah, it draws a crowd too. Look at this lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe these cars we drove back when I was in high school. Now I'm
When you was in high school, you had one?
No, I didn't have one, but my boyfriend did.
Ah, her boyfriend did. What's your name, lady?
Francis Laubenthal.
There's Frances. She's a big fan of the 60 Caddy too.
Yes,
I love the car.
I do too.
Man, that thing's gorgeous.
I tell you, they don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't. No, not heavy duty like this. I mean, Josh, you got a wonderful eye for the caddies, man. That thing's beautiful. I'm digging the color of it. That's different.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. You got questions answered. There you have it, folks. 60 Caddy. Always popular. how are you, man?
Good to see you.
All right,
Great.
sir. Lamborghini.
Yep.
Wow, you don't see these out here at these cruise ins every day.
No, you don't. It's a rarity. It's one of a kind. This one is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what year is that?
It's a 71 Countach.
71 Countach. Nice, man. You know, back in the 80s, you probably saw a bunch of these in the movies, you know, here,
Yeah,
there, and yonder.
you did,
And when
yeah,
you see
yeah.
them in person, man, they are definitely all stealthy looking.
They're wild, that's for sure.
Yes, very wild body style,
Yeah.
man.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, sir. How long have you owned this one?
28 years. I got the body 28 years ago and started working on it and
Yeah.
built it, and I've rebuilt it about 5 times
wow.
since then.
So you built this one?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's a
Oh,
replica.
man.
Yep.
Now, I knew they were hand built, but not by Jimmy. So
this one was hand built by Jimmy.
yes, this is built by Jimmy.
Yeah,
But-
most of them were built out in Italy, but this
Yeah.
is a replica, and I've had a lot of fun with it. But it's
Sure.
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work in that car.
Yeah.
I probably got 20,000 hours in that car,
Oh, wow.
or
yeah.
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
over 20-something years. You know?
Hey, man, you got to really want to build one to do that.
you spend
Yeah.
a lot of time. Yeah.
Now that's pretty much what our show is all about. The people with the passion to do it
Sure.
and bring them up to this caliber
Exactly.
and go show them.
Yep.
Man, that's fantastic, man.
Well, thank you, sir.
What fun you have.
We have a great fun with it. We go to a lot of shows, and
Mm-hmm.
we just got back from Statesboro, did a show down there, and
Okay.
went to Myrtle Beach
Yeah.
back in March, and
Cool.
we go to this one. Then the next one, we'll probably go to North Carolina, and we'll end up
Oh,
in the Shades of the Past show.
Sure.
In September, which
Yes,
will come
sir.
up in September, and then we'll pretty much maybe 1 or 2 local shows, and we'll put them up for the wintertime.
Yep. Okay. Now, do you have what you got power in this thing, man?
I got a 430 all aluminum small block Chevrolet with 730 horsepower right now.
Really?
Yep.
700.
730 horsepower on the
How-
dyno.
How much does that thing weigh?
About 28.
Now, that's
So
pretty good
it's-
horsepower
it's
for
a
your
da-
weight.
It's a dangerous automobile,
It's
trust
a
me.
dangerous
Yeah.
So you don't want to pull out in traffic and just
No.
stomp it, do you?
No,
No.
it'll get all over the place.
Wow. All right. So
go
you're
everywhere.
driving by the seat of your pants. Okay.
Exactly.
I tell you, is there any way to pop a door? Let us check out the interior. Yeah. Yeah. Pop that one over there so Dollar Bill can get a peek at the interior. Oh, we love to see what people put in these kind of cars. Woo. He has to keep it locked, so he gonna unlock it. Love the choice of wheels. Look at that. Beautiful silver. See that metal flake in the silver popping in the sun? There you go. Yes, sir.
Oh, Dollar Bill, take a look at it there. There you go.
Very nicely done, sir.
Well, thank you.
And you know, you're almost laying down in the car to drive it, so it does look quite comfortable.
It is. It's got Recaro seats in it, and once you get out of the place like this and get on the interstate, it's pretty comfortable.
Oh
Really
man,
is.
I bet on the interstate, man, you're just cruising right along,
Put it on
right?
about 75, 80, and kick
Yeah.
back and watch people look at it going down the road.
Sure. Wave to the crowd.
Yeah. Exactly. Wait till-
Lots of fun, Jimmy.
It is. Yeah, it's a lot.
Very cool stuff. Now, let's look at the motor, man. Look at this thing. Yeah, rear engine stuff. Yeah, okay. All right, so small block Chevrolet.
Small block Chevrolet.
Dressed all up with some really crazy tubing going on
Yeah,
here.
Custom headers,
Yeah.
and we made all the carbon. Had to hand make all that stuff. Air box for the carburetor, handmade. Everything on this car, you can't buy any of this stuff except the motor, the engine. You have to make it. Nothing fits it. I mean, headers, you got to fabricate them yourself, basically.
Yeah, it looks complicated, man. Fabrication is just unreal here. The carbon fiber looks great.
Yep, it's tough to do.
What kind of transaxle is that,
It's
man?
got a 996 Porsche Carrera
Mm-hmm.
training in there, and it has to be designed to fit this engine.
Yeah.
It's got a adapter plate on
Yep,
it there. It's running right now upside down.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
So
trained in
where
that
do you
stuff.
find the adapter plate to hook them up with?
Well, there's a company in Colorado that specializes on mid-engine applications. They make the transaxle,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they adapt it to the to the back of the small block,
Sure.
and they make it where it runs upside down. Because
Yeah.
remember, on a Porsche, it's up there and the engine's back here.
That's right.
It's just opposite,
Yeah.
so it has to run differently,
Wow.
And you can buy the shifting cables for it, and I actually put a paddle shifter on it this time. So now it's still got a racing clutch, but it's electronic paddle shift. You just
Okay.
hit the paddle and push the clutch,
All right.
and it shifts.
Don't you just love these people?
watching and check back soon for more Hot Rod Madness.